we are going to begin our double pinch pot animals. Let's get started.
Hello, my talented artists.
If you like this content, be sure to subscribe.
To make our double pinch pot animal,
The first thing we have to do is make 2 pinch pots. And while I'm doing that, since you already know how, I want to tell you about the 4 states of clay. The first state of clay is slip. And slip is a very wet version of clay. It has the most water in the ratio of clay to water.
we use slip to attach 2 pieces of clay together, like glue.
The
Second stage of clay is called plastic. It's still clay, it's not plastic. But you can move it around, you can make a nice round ball, you can bend coils. You guys remember about coils, right? And you can do all of that with minimal cracking.
So that is the stage when it's plastic that you do most of the building. The third stage of clay is called leather hard. You cannot bend it or pinch it anymore or it will crack, it will break. But what you can do when it's leather hard is you can carve into it really nicely
And create subtractive details, or you can attach 2 pieces of clay much easier because they're not soft and bendable like this clay. They won't smush if you try to press them together.
If you are creating a handle on something, it's better if it's leather.
They're hard because the handle won't end up drooping.
You let it harden till it's leather hard, some of the water evaporates out, and then you can attach it.
We're not going to use handles, but you might have a tail. And if you make a tail, make sure that you make it first, sort of shape it the way you want it.
Want it to be. I'll make one as an example. You guys remember how to make coils.
And start rolling it in our hands, right? If you're making a little coil for a sculpture,
And it's just small.
you can just roll it with your hands like that, or you can roll it on the table.
The coil will elongate if you start in the middle and then move your fingers out. Again, you have to sort of be aware.
Is it thicker here? Well, that's where you should be putting the most pressure. We'll save that for later.
But I don't want my tail to be straight. In fact, if you make a tail, I'm going to demand that it is curved because I want it to attach in 2 places. It can attach where it's coming out of the body.
Now you can see that would be too hard for it to attach like that.
You need 2 flat areas to attach clay that you can score and slip and press.
So we need to cut it.
We can use our fettling knife. It's actually better even if you cut it at an angle because then there's more surface area to attach it like that. And then it needs to attach someplace else.
It can look like it's just resting near like that. It can curve around like that. So you can decide where you want it, but it needs to attach in more than one place. I'm gonna save that, but you can see the cracks are starting. So what would I do? You know what to do. You smooth it. Because I want this tail to harden up so that when I attach it, it's a little bit stiffer, I'm not gonna add slip or water because we know that water weakens clay. If your cracks are so big that you must use slip or water, you probably are going to need to score it a little bit. Whenever you're attaching two pieces of clay, of course, you have to score and slip and press. But also if you're mending a really big crack because you forgot to smooth out those cracks in time. Okay, if I want this pinch pot to be a little bit taller and to come in a little bit, what I'm going to do is instead of just pinching out, I'm going to actually push, but I'm not going to pinch right up at the rim. Remember, always pinch a little under the rim. I'm going to push a little bit together. And what's going to happen is it's going to get taller and it's going to come in a little bit so that the curve of the sphere is sort of starting to curve up and in. And now I have one
pinch pot. And you can see I'm doing all of those steps. I'm pinching, I'm smoothing cracks,
I'm tapping the rim. If you remember to tap the rim, you're going to be able to attach your two pinch pots. But if this is very thin, it will be too hard to attach the pinch pots. So be sure that you are tapping your rim. Okay, so now I have two pieces. Now if class ends, you seal it up in your Ziploc bag, and next week you continue.
So the goal of the first class is to make a really well-constructed pinch pot, and then second, to make any little details like tails or beaks or anything else that you might want to attach once you get your two pinch pots together and you have a sphere, a hollow sphere. That's our goal. Let's get started!